Good morning from Blackpool Pleasure Beach, a park that I believe is the best all-round theme park in the UK. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. But I'm also going to do so whilst trying to lap Aviktas. So, wish me luck. Right, get out the comments, I can already hear you.
Blackpool isn't a theme park. Fulton's Park has better theming. Thorpe has more thrilling rides.
Yeah, all of those things are true. I didn't say this place was perfect. I said it's the best all-round park. I will point out some of its flaws in this video, but let's go and do our first ride on Aviktas, and then I'll start to explain why. Right, there we go, that is the first shot done, and let's talk about the first reason I think this is the best park, and that is their season pass. Now, their season pass is £125, and as of this year, it is actually a 12-month pass. It's no longer seasonal, so used to be if you bought it later in the year, you only got a small amount of time. For that, there are no blockout dates, unlike some other parks, and it also includes free entry to 7 European parks, including Efteling, Europa Park and Liseberg. So if you travel, it is absolutely fantastic value. Definitely one of the better ones out there. Right, let's go back in for round 2. I buckled and got Speedy Pass, you know, to make this a little bit more exciting. See you in a minute. Right, next point, kind of sticking with tickets, is all the other ticket options that they have. Now, Blackpool gets a hell of a lot of flack for it's £60 to get into Blackpool. I mean, it's 60 quid if you rock up at the door, but you could say that for every other theme park out there, and I don't think that that is a fair assessment on them. So, listen, here's the thing, right? If you end up getting the ticket in advance, it's a lot cheaper. I mean, it's usually around about 30 quid. As well as that though, they've also got the Flex Pass this year, which kind of replaced the non-rider. And here's the thing, it's 18 quid to get in, which I don't think is bad for a non-rider. But then if you do want to do rides, you have to pay for those rides. I don't think the price of those rides is that bad. Some people complain the big one's 12 quid. It's a massive coaster, what do you expect? But I do think that they could improve it by allowing some of that credit, or some of that £18 to be credit. But nonetheless, though, they've also got a Nickelodeon ticket if you just want to do Nickelodeon rides. So, you know, they've got a different selection of rides, and unfortunately that is why we have to scan. So, right, let's go do round 3, shall we? See you in a minute. There's another shot. Right, well, there's another shot done. So here's the thing, right? This park also has an excellent selection of rides. If you're up for roller coasters, this has 10 different rides. Now, that used to be the most in the country until Towers put in Bluey. But they have a great selection of old coasters, wooden coasters, modern steel coasters. They have everything. So if coasters are your thing, well, this is a park for you. Right, another shot there. One thing that the UK is sorely lacking is dark rides. Most parks either have none or one. There are a couple of good examples like Curse at Old Manor, Ghostly Manor. This park has 3, 4 if you include river caves. You've got the Ghost Train, you've got Alice in Wonderland, and you've got Wallace and Gromit. All of which are fantastic. So if dark rides is your thing, well then this is your park. Let's go back round again, shall we? And another one. Right, there's another lap done. So the next thing that this park has is water rides, if that is your thing. They've got Valhalla, which, I know it's divisive, but it's been winning awards year after year. You've got Rugrats over in Nickelodeon Land. You've got Dora, also over in Nickelodeon, which you've probably seen me in a wig. And then you've got River Caves, which is currently closed, has been for a couple of years, but they are reimagining it. And hopefully we'll see something soon. So that's another ride type that they got you covered on. Let's go back round again, shall we? Another one. Right, well, there's another lap. So here's the other type of rides. Flat rides. Now, I'll be honest with you, they may not have the biggest selection of flat rides. There are parks with way, way more. But they do have some absolutely fantastic rides. Launchpad, I reckon, is the best S&S shot tower in the UK. Actually, since it's been refurbished, you get a decent amount of airtime. The Flying Machine's one of the oldest continuously operating rides in Europe, is excellent. The Derby Racer is often forgotten about. It's a lot more forceful than you expect for a little horse carousel thing. And of course, you've got the mighty Aviktas, which many people, myself included, say is the best flat ride in the country. So, may not have the biggest selection, but what they have is fantastic. And I'm going to go back on it again. And another one. Right, you're going to struggle to argue with this next one. One thing this park does better than anybody is nostalgia. The park is 130 years old this year, which makes it one of the oldest parks in the country. Not the oldest, but one of the oldest. And it has rides spanning that entire lifetime. Of course, as I've already mentioned, you've got the Flying Machines, which is one of the oldest rides. So you have rides that are 100 years old, you have modern rides, you have rides that are less than months old. Like, they have the full breadth. So if nostalgia is your thing, this is 100% the park for you. Oh, right. I've lost count. I'm going back on again. See you in a minute. Another one. Right, you're going to struggle to argue with this next one as well. This park probably does the best behind-the-scenes tours of any park in the country. I have done every single one of them, from the behind-the-scenes tour that sees 4 or 5 different rides. I've walked the big one, I've walked the Big Dipper, I've done the Valhalla one, and I'm sure there's some others as well. But they are fantastic at letting you see everything behind the scenes. Take as many photos and videos as you want, ask tons of questions. The staff are super friendly, super knowledgeable. Like, if behind the scenes and the nerdy stuff is your thing, this is the park you need to go to, without a shadow of a doubt. I've lost count. That's another one. Right, another thing, entertainment. Quite a few parks around the country have been cutting back on entertainment, Merlin. Not so here. In fact, they said they were doubling down on it. So they've had sort of tribute bands here for a few weekends. Like, I don't know any pop singers, but they did have some tribute bands here. And then next weekend, although I don't know when I'm releasing this, next weekend for me, there's like a Scotland event, and there's going to be all live music and stuff. Then also when they do Journey to Hell. Now, it's not the scariest of scare mazes. In fact, some of them are a little bit tacky. But the entertainment, the live Roman actors and stuff, is fantastic. It is one of the best. So I'm curious how it goes this year, because they're changing it up, where you can pay for the scare mazes separately. You can do them multiple times. You could just be in the park and not do any of the scare mazes. So I'm interested to see how that looks this year. But entertainment, they're still doing it. They're doubling down on it. And everyone else seems to be scaling it back. Right, there's another one. Now, I said earlier, the park is not perfect, right? It definitely has its flaws. One of them is that they seem to remove rides and not replace them. I mean, you've got the Wild Mouse there, which is still a very sore subject for a lot of people. Well, I mean, it's now the hub. You've got Grand Prix, which was removed a couple of years ago and is currently a kind of nice seating area. I mean, I'm sure we'll see something there eventually. Obviously, River Caves is currently closed, but it does look like it is actually coming back. So it's a little frustrating when things get removed and not replaced. Anyway, time to go back on it again. See you in a minute. There's another shot. One of the other problems that this park does sometimes have is ride availability. Like right now, Valhalla's down. Grand National's shut all day. It's only just opened. Well, actually, that's all that's down just now. But when I checked it earlier, there was a few other things. And obviously, at the start of the season, they tend to open with just one train, which I kind of get because it's sort of quiet-ish. But the big one on one train and the Big Dipper on one train, that's not fun. So, yeah, if they could improve that, that'd be amazing. But they can't improve this though. This is fantastic. So I think this is round 17? I've lost count. It'll be on the screen. So if it's not 17, well, it'll tell you on the screen. See you in a minute. Another one. Another one. There's another one done. Right, so another area where this park absolutely excels is their merchandise. Specifically if you like hoodies and t-shirts and stuff, but they've also got the 3D printed models and stuff. I know Towers and all the Maryland parks do the resins. They're pretty cool, don't get me wrong, I've got a few of those. But the selection in here, in fact, the merchandise for Aviktas, it's kind of got a bit silly. They have a ridiculous amount, but they have one of the best selections of merchandise out of any of the parks in the UK. So, another plus for the park. Right, I think I've totally lost track, but I'm pretty sure I'm close to, if not hitting, 20 rides. Doesn't get old. Right, there's another shot. So the other thing that this place does really well, and I think better than any of the other parks, is their food options. So here's the thing, a lot of parks are really, really expensive for food, or the food quality isn't so great. Maryland. Whereas here, there are tons and tons of options, and they are all excellent. And I think they are all reasonably priced. So you've got Loki's over by Valhalla. That is fantastic if you like chicken or ribs. You've got the Big Pizza Kitchen, which I think is the best pizza in a park, and one of the rare ones that still does unlimited fizzy juice. Again, looking at you, Maryland. You've got Burger King if you want something cheap. You've got the controversial baked tatty, which isn't actually that controversial when you buy it, because it's huge. You've got the gourmet hot dogs, and then you've got coasters where you get like quesadillas and burritos, and I think the gyros are now in there. And the one frustration with food though is it's one of the few parks that doesn't allow you to bring your own. Now, you can leave the park and either go to Spoons, go to McDonald's, go back to the car and get your lunch. But oh, and there's Madame Crevettes, which I've never tried. I'm not going to try it today, but I might try it tomorrow. Long story short, they got you covered on food. Another win. Oh, there's another one. Oh, right, that's another one. And it's now 5 o'clock, so I've just snuck in for my final shot. I'll see you in a minute. Whew. Right, one other thing that's not so good about the park would be that, Infusion. Unless your name's Sam. He seems to like it, but he's weird. Right, I'm filming this the next day, because I kind of forgot about this when I was doing laps on Aviktas. But there's another reason why this is the best park. The views, the interaction of the rides. I mean, how many other parks can you see that many rides all right next to each other, interacting with each other? It's unbeatable. Happy days. Right, there we go. The ride is now closed. I mean, there's maybe 2 gondolas worth of people, but I've had a fantastic day, and I think I'll find it when I edit, but if I can count, I think it was 24 shots. Anyway, that's been obviously my opinions on this park, and that is all it is, right? I'm sure your opinions are different, and I'd love to hear them down below. Which bits of what I've said you agree with, and which bits you don't. And which park you think is the best in the UK, if it isn't this one. As always, if you enjoyed this one, hit that like button, and please do subscribe. I've been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.